Hi, my name is Dynasty Eugene, and today I will be doing my ICA presentation on the company Johnson & Johnson. I will go over the case study and give you guys a brief introduction of the company. I will also go over the human relation, the communication, and the intercultural and ethical theories involved with the company, and give you guys a brief conclusion, and the final page is the works cited page. Johnson & Johnson is a pharmaceutical biotech company that was founded in 1886 by Robert Johnson, James Johnson, and Edward Johnson, three brothers. They currently compose of three factors into the company: the pharmaceuticals, the medical devices, and the consumer health goods. Since 1886, they have branched out and have then been very successful. They are currently one of the Fortune 500 companies and have stock in the New York Stock Exchange. Now I give you guys a brief video.
Today, we serve 1 billion people around the world. Within 5 years, we should be able to serve at least 3 billion people around the world.
How can we bring new products, new medicines, new interventions, which can be used to save lives?
Our aspirations are to continue to be one of the most trusted companies in the world.
For us to be successful, we have to have partnerships. We've got to have the right people in place. We've got to have people with great ideas and great values. And so if we can continue to do that, I think we'll be even more relevant to a bigger part of the industry.
I want to see us make a huge difference in curing cancer. I want to see us make a huge difference in curing Alzheimer's. I want to see us make minimally invasive surgery available for 100% of the patients on this planet.
And to be able to say that we cured a disease, that's pretty remarkable.
The current CEO of Johnson & Johnson is Alex Grosky. Aside from the business aspect, Johnson & Johnson is very known for their diversity and inclusion program. It is currently number 5 on Diversity Inc.'s top 50 companies, and they also dedicate a lot of effort into military and veteran programs as well. So for the human relations theory, the 3 that I applied was Maslow hierarchy, theory Y, and Hansberger motivational hygiene. For Maslow hierarchy, I applied physiological, safety, and esteem. For physiological, I applied this to Johnson & Johnson due to the amount that they pay their employees. For an average hourly employee, they make around $21 an hour, and the average salary employee makes around $71,000 an hour. However, this does apply to the position. The salary position can range from $54,000 to $151,000 within their company. For the safety aspect of Maslow hierarchy, I did this regarding the 5-step safety assurance process that Johnson & Johnson have for all of their process. This includes the attention to detail that they apply from any of the material that they receive in the testing through the whole shelf life. They constantly receive feedback on the products just to assure safety and go over any material that's into the product. For the esteem aspect, I did this regarding the wellness and prevention program that they partnered with Health Inc. regarding. This is for their customers and the employees. It's a health program that pays attention to the wellness factors, how people eat, how people exercise, and also mental health issues as well. The second theory that I applied is the theory Y, and this is regards to for the workers seek responsibility and rewards and achievement. Many of the employees there are very dedicated towards the programs and the projects that they are involved in. Self-motivation requires little direction. Many of the employees are not self-employed, but they self-monitor. They require little supervision and monitorization. And third is the workers create creative and capable organizations' creativity. Johnson & Johnson embrace creative employees and embrace the creativity, which is why they have a very high diverse and inclusion workforce. The third theory in which Johnson & Johnson applied is the hygiene factor and motivational factor. For the hygiene factor, it's their attention to detail for the family life within their benefits. This is included in their adoption, fertility, and surrogacy program or benefits. The pet insurance, the military benefits, and global parental leave. All this applies for their employees to have a good work and family life balance, and for the motivational factors, which is some of their mentorship programs and capital development programs and performance courses for employees to constantly up their game up and continue to strive to be better. The next one would be the communications theory. I apply time and distance, crisis management, and teamwork. Time and distance is due to the fact that Johnson & Johnson consists of known in 60 countries and also sell products in 175, and they continue to do so. With this expansion, you can assume that they have a lot of travel time within their business, and that could create some sense of loneliness or some struggle between switching from different intercultural places. The next one would be crisis management. I explain this with how they handle their own personal crisis, how they handle outside crisis, and just how they handle some of the customer crises. One in particular would be the Tylenol crisis, in which they deal with, which was probably one of the best PR response in which we've seen from a company. The next one, communications theory, in which I apply to Johnson & Johnson, is teamwork. They do this by implementing flex place. It's a work environment that allows for teamwork and collaboration. It's an open environment. No one is bound to a desk. Also, by the change in strategies, people are allowed to switch businesses and switch areas and branch out to other side companies within their business. For intercultural, I discussed the low context culture. The high context culture in which Johnson & Johnson apply is development of trust in the development of trust for the customers and employees. I do this because they continue to be open and discuss issues with the customers and with their employees to keep them updated on issues that may occur. A high context culture would be aimed to create more long-term and close relationships. They always try to aim to create products in which people use generationally, from their baby products up until their more long-term medical products. And the low context culture that Johnson & Johnson involved with is the transparency of information in which they allow people to go to. If you go to the website, you see a bunch of information from their company and also other areas in which they may be involved in. Interculturally, also I discussed the barriers in which they faced. One of them is combining US and European diversity. Both of them do have different styles of communication, and that could be an issue expanding an already expensive business. They currently reach 1 billion people. They aspire to reach 3 billion, and that could be a problem due to some of the restrictions on their focus within their company. Also, technology constantly expanding, that can also be a problem for them to try to overcome. Overcoming barriers. Some ways in which they attempt to overcome these barriers is by keeping a very strong, diverse, and inclusive training program throughout the countries. Another one is to involve digital healthcare that could allow people to have more access and accessibility to the products and branching out further. And by constantly staying involved in higher and newer technologies in the field, one of them would be 3D printing. And by constantly hiring and partnering with people to aim to constantly reach a higher goal for that. For the ethical issues, the three that I discussed, one would be code of ethics. Next is categorical imperative, and the third one is utilitarianism. They showed a code of ethics style with Chicago Tylenol murders, although they were unfamiliar on how to handle the issue effectively due to people just not being familiar with how to handle this type of issue. They continue to stay focused on their credo, the Johnson & Johnson credo, and the focus that the credo have on putting people first and putting their products second. Therefore, they were able to handle it effectively. The second one would be that categorical imperative for the recall of X-Aeroto. They did this because it was just the right thing to do, basically. To not do it would be seen unethical by the majority of people. And then the third one would be the utilitarianism, and that would be towards the product of baby powder. They basically just try to keep a happy face for it, although they continue to have problems and issues regarding the product, but they lack taking it down because of the ethical relation that that product have with the company. So I currently just discussed all the communications, ethical, the human relations, and the intercultural issues within Johnson & Johnson company. And basically that's all. Thank you.